Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. O'Connor and Company.
It's 6:07. Good morning, O'Connor and Company, on this Monday, the second day of February. It's Groundhog Day. I got you, babe. Are you a big fan of the movie Groundhog Day, Bethany Mandel?
I was literally just looking at my calendar for the day to figure out if we have time to watch it.
Literally. There it is. You need to.
I
It's
have
a
it
lovely
open.
film.
This is my calendar. I'm showing you.
And incredibly, honestly, it's one of those movies that was meant to be sort of a rom-com, and it actually has some of the greatest life lessons and most important morality for a man to see in terms of what's important in life. And I don't know. I can go on and on about it. Coming up at 6:35, we'll speak with Aaron DeNu of the DuPont Festival, where they have Potomac Phil this morning. 7:05, Joe DeGeneva, and 8:05, Peter Schweitzer on his new book. It's Larry O'Connor, Bethany Mandel. Bethany, the latest out of Minnesota. The anti-ICE resistance continues to be empowered and well-funded and well-organized. So organized, in fact, that without any irony now, they have set up roadblocks. They have utilized what appears to be public property. You know, these are like orange cones and sort of the road hazard sides when a road is closed that the Department of Street Works, I don't know, maybe the local police are aiding them in this endeavor. And what they do is they use the roadblocks on any given street to stop a vehicle with out-of-state license plates. So they're profiling the cars. And then they will not let that vehicle through until the person who's driving it shows them identification. What happens if they're undocumented, right? And proves that they're not members of ICE or CBP or the federal government. I mean, they basically set up a border system, and they're checking for papers.
This is how you know. So this is one of the things I love about being conservative is that we're always challenged to look at our own hypocrisies and, be self-aware. These folks have 0% self-awareness because they're setting up checkpoints, they're making sure people are documented, all of these things, and no one was like, hey, guys, this kind of makes us look bad. Maybe we shouldn't do this.
We're doing what we're protesting.
Yeah, but it turns out you need to have boundaries in society. Borders. That's an important thing in society.
And you need to protect those borders. And you need to make sure that only the appropriate people are allowed to come into those borders. The people that you as a group of people decided you want in or don't want in. It's funny how that works.
It is funny how that works. No self-awareness whatsoever.
Yeah.
I love it.
What's really disturbing is that I said, I don't know where they're getting all of these, roadblock equipment and orange cones and everything. Police are, in fact, actively cooperating with the resistance. Minneapolis police are actually coordinating with them and actually participating in the, check your paperwork kind of thing. As soon as a government official participates in this kind of anti-government, anti-federal government behavior that is in, basically opposition to the supremacy clause and the ability, constitutionally protected ability for ICE agents to do their job, that's sort of bordering on, what did Tim Walz mention last week in passing? Fort Sumter? I mean, that's really what we're looking at here.
No, I'm with you. I mean, they we saw this in Seattle with the Chaz. They have set up these independent municipalities. What can you possibly call them? It's mutiny, and that's all that Minneapolis has been mutiny. They have decided to rebel against the federal government and set up their own. And I will never understand how these things are allowed.
there is a poll of Minnesotans, specifically Minnesotans. The question is, should state and local authorities help with immigration enforcement? So basically, should Minnesota abandon the sanctuary policies that have led to what we're seeing right now? Again, I want to reiterate, these are Minnesotans only in this poll from a local television station. The question, should state and local authorities help with immigration enforcement? 50% say yes, 36% say no. That's a clear majority, or certainly a clear plurality. 13% said not sure. And by the way, when you break it down by demographic, Republican plus 80, Independent plus 3, you live in an urban center plus 16, suburban plus 9. That's typical. That's your wealthy white liberals, but still they agree that local police should help. Rural plus 20, no college plus 33, college plus 3. So you have to have an advanced degree to be this moronic.
Yep.
So, but still it wins. Male plus 23, female plus 5, and then the age breakdown: 65 plus 26, 50 to 64 plus 28, 35 to 49 plus 6. There are only two demographics who do not favor, in the state of Minnesota, local authorities helping with immigration enforcement. The 18 to 34 demographic is at -2, and people who identify as Democrat are -34.
So, who do I hate more than anyone else?
White liberal women.
That's correct. And you know who the villain is in that? White liberal women. It always comes down to...
Especially the young ones. Yeah.
Yep, especially the young ones. It always comes down to they are the worst. And that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing liberal white women destroying the city for the rest of us.
Yeah. And we're told that it's politically advantageous, and it's like, hey, this is Minnesota, man, and this is what we do, so leave us alone. But the numbers don't bear that out. The only reason why a politician like Tim Walz or Jacob Frey or Keith Ellison or Christine Gillibrand, who's the senator who's not running for governor in
Amy Klobuchar.
Amy Klobuchar. Thank you, Michael. I mix up Gillibrand and Klobuchar all the time.
And you just mixed up me and Michael.
Oh well, Michael said it too. His voice was louder in my ear than yours. I'm sorry, Bethany.
Yeah, typical man. Yep.
Exactly.
Typical man. That's fine.
He mansplained the senator to me. The only thing, if you're underwater on this policy, but you still hold firm to it, the only reason politically that you would do that, it's not about popularity in your own state. It's about, whoever's giving you money, whoever's funding you, whoever's helping and really pulling the strings in your political career, they carry more weight than the actual people of your state.
Or you're afraid of getting nagged by the liberal white women in your state, and so you're...
I suppose, but I mean, again, 50 to 36 in Minnesota say, yes, we should be cooperating with ICE and immigration enforcement. That's just... Anyway, coming up in a moment, we've learned something about the two Border Patrol agents who shot Alex Preddy. And what we've learned about them sort of blasts away another narrative. The left-wing media talking point narratives keep getting destroyed here in Minnesota. Latest one will get knocked down in 1 minute. First, though, 6:15.
WMAL, making sense of the news. Live from the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios. Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
Sorry, I got distracted. I was having a hard time taking in Gavin Newsom. His actual molecular reality is immaculate.
That's going to be the gift that keeps on giving. This
the
show.
Spread. All right, so we have learned now the two federal CBP agents who were involved in the shooting of Alex Preddy. Their names are Border Patrol Agent Jesus Ochoa and Customs and Border Protection Officer Raimundo Gutierrez. Those are the white nationalist and Nazis that ended up shooting Alex Preddy. Wait a second. I mean, I don't mean to leap to conclusions here or profile anybody, but it sounds like, based on those names, they may not be Scandinavian.
I don't think that they're liberal white women. I'm going to go ahead and conjecture that. No, I mean, this must have been a really difficult decision for ProPublica to decide what they were going to do about doxing these men because, first of all, they're evil, so they have to be destroyed. So that's on one part of their rubric of doxing. But,
yeah,
those names, Jesus.
Maybe they're white Hispanics like George Zimmerman.
But I mean, I have to just say, the evil that is doxing these men who are going to have their lives destroyed now, more than they already have.
Right.
By the way,
here's the thing: the vast. I remember, you speak with CBP officers or their union leadership and stuff. There's a huge number of the officers and agents in Customs and Border Protection who are of Latino descent. They join up. First of all, a lot of them are recruited from border areas down in Texas, near the Rio Grande, or in Arizona, New Mexico, California, etc. You've already got a large Latino population to draw from, but also a lot of them join up and want to become members of Customs and Border Protection because they want to get rid of the gang members who are screwing up their neighborhoods.
Yeah, no, these are people who recognize better than anyone else that there is a real serious problem with illegal immigration because it's hitting their community more than any other. Well. And white liberal women have decided that they're the enemy, that it is the more kind and empathetic thing to do to, going back to a previous segment, leaving people on the streets. That will hurt people.
That's right. Meanwhile, the 5-year-old boy who was abandoned by his father and neglected by his mother, that then became a cause celeb for the media and the left, has now been released from the detention center where he was being held along with his father. His father's been released too. Ilhan Omar was there to pose with him. So Ilhan Omar decided to celebrate this neglectful father. The judge who ordered the release is a Clinton appointee. His name is Fred Bieri. And in the decision, listen to some of the things. Observing human behavior confirms that for some among us, the perfidious lust for unbridled power and the imposition of cruelty in its quest know no bounds and are bereft of human decency. And the rule of law be damned. Ultimately, petitioners may, because of the arcane United States immigration system, return to their home country, involuntarily or by self-deportation. But that result should occur through a more orderly and humane policy than currently in place.
Did I miss a memo where everything written now in 2026 has to sound like it's Shades of Grey?
Yes. It's...
Who decided? Let's all make it sound autoerotic.
Well, did I mention it was a Clinton appointee? This guy also, and I kid you not, the final statement in his court order to release this 5-year-old boy, who, again, had been abandoned by his father, the final line is, with the judicial finger in the constitutional dike, it is so ordered.
This is how you can tell they don't have any friends who don't think like them. Because if they had workshopped this at a dinner party, there should have been a friend. Kind of like how you workshopped your shirt with us during commercial break. You're like, what do you think? And you had a friend who loves you enough to say, you know what? It's not doing anything for me.
Yeah, but I'm still wearing it, aren't I?
What are you going to do? Take off your shirt? I'm just saying. Well, I don't know. Maybe you get weird at 5 a.m. But now that
we're in the 6 o'clock hour, I'm all business. I'm keeping my ugly shirt on. Yes. By the way,
didn't have a friend.
Funny you should say they should have workshopped this, because they also could have, proofread it or something. Because after he says, with the judicial finger in the constitutional dike, it is so ordered, he then says in his order, signed this 31st day of February.
Oops.
Wait a second.
So does that make it void?
Probably. I think The Trump administration should fight it. Yes. Oh, he also included the iconic picture of the little boy wearing his bluey hat. He included that in his court order. They're all drama kids. I should know. I'm one. It's 6:23.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. O'Connor and Company.
Good Monday morning. It's 5:37. It's O'Connor and Company. Thanks for tuning in here on a busy one. 7:05, Joe DeGenova will be here at 8:05. Peter Schweitzer's got a new book called The Invisible Coup. We'll get into it. It's a New York Times #1 bestseller if you care about such things. Larry O'Connor with Bethany Mandel. Bethany, it's Groundhog Day.
I don't think that winter is ever ending. I'm just going to go ahead and make that prediction. This is it. This is
well,
we
that's
live in the
all
ice
up
now.
to Puxatawny Phil, or what do they call the one in Central Park? Is Mamdani going to get bit on the finger by that?
I just learned that there's more than one Phil this morning.
What did you think? The groundhog was like 60 years old or something? What?
No, I thought it was only in Pennsylvania. I didn't realize that there's like a Potomac Phil.
Well, just so you know, and I should have led with Potomac Phil because he's the more important one than that stupid Puxatawny one. I mean, yes, they made a movie out of Puxatawny Phil, but Potomac Phil, the D.C. groundhog, is the most important groundhog on the planet because it's D.C., damn it, and we have a very, very inflated sense of self.
It makes sense that there are regional Phils. Because weather is regional, so of course there's regional Phils.
Let's bring in Potomac Phil's handler or such. I don't know what's the official title here for Aaron DeNu of the DuPont Festival, where Potomac Phil will be emerging. Although I'm guessing he'll be slipping around on the ice like the rest of us. Aaron, how you doing?
Larry, thanks for having me. Yeah, we're doing well. Phil has peeked his head out in DuPont. We're here right now with Phil.
Oh, it's already happened?
No, he's just emerged from his burrow, and he's getting ready to make his prediction at 8:30 this morning.
That's what I thought. Yeah, it's going to be 8:30 right down at DuPont. And first of all, if people want to swing down there, how are the roads and sidewalks? Is this one part of D.C. that they've been able to sort of manage a bit for you?
Good question. The roads look absolutely fine. There's no on-street parking, however. So definitely Metro is probably your best bet. And the sidewalks surrounding the area look okay. Good. The park is definitely snowy.
All right. So now, what is Potomac Phil's recent track record here? Because we are really, 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 really hoping for an early spring.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, so Potomac Phil's been given forecasts for 15 years in DuPont Circle, and Washingtonians actually have been predicting with the groundhog as early as 1908 at the National Zoo. But over the last 15 years, Potomac Phil has said more winter 63% of the time. So he's trending definitely that way in the last 4 years. He also gives a political prediction, however, that's gone the same way for 15 years, and that's 6 more months of political gridlock.
No, well, we do have a partial shutdown, Bethany, so he's ahead of the game on that one.
Yeah, of course, the DC version of Phil is also a prognosticator. He's a pundit. So, what if we don't like his verdict? Could we send him out and bring him back? What kind of recourse do I have?
Can we impeach him?
Very good, Larry.
That's a good question. He has 0% chance of being subpoenaed. So I don't think we're
either way. He ain't talking.
No, he waits for no one. He kind of transcends all concepts of linear time. So he doesn't wait for anyone.
I did, and so I'm looking at the social media footprint, and everyone should follow Potomac Phil on X because he's gotten around in the last couple of days. I guess he's gotten a tour of the mall and all the monuments. This is fun.
Yeah, he's known for going out and having some drinks a couple nights before.
Some drinks? Well, he is in DuPont.
Yeah, he's known for that. He particularly likes corn cobs, and our groundhog is in his forever pose, so he is temporarily taxidermied, and as part of his forever pose, he's holding a corn cob. So you see a lot of his tweets that involve corn cob.
I guess it is best to let everybody know in case they want to come out and see that Potomac Phil is, he's not he's not very active necessarily.
He's pretty
I do.
stiff.
Well, it's like all the monuments around town. You want to go see, Thomas Jefferson. He's not going to move. He's not going to crawl around or anything.
Well, we like to say we celebrate America's most humane Groundhog Day. So there's not going to be any bitings of mares here with our groundhog, which has happened in other areas.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and Bethany mentioned earlier on, she didn't know that there were other regional ones, but there actually are lobster in Maine. There's an armadillo in Texas. There's all kinds of different marmot manifestations of the
Are there children's
OG.
books about this? This is delightful.
Yes, actually, we are. I appreciate you asking that. So we are premiering our children's book next year. It's under work right now.
Always be closing, Aaron.
Yeah, right. It's a great story. It's a great story. This has been around since 1887 in the United States. It's such a quirky holiday. And like I said, it's been celebrated in D.C. since as early as the Post has recorded, 1908.
So go over to DuPontFestival.org to get all the details on this. You do describe this as D.C.'s quirkiest annual ritual, but I think that there's another sort of quirky ritual that happens annually at DuPont Circle that might outdo Potomac Phil. I'm just saying.
Well, we just absolutely adore Phil. So there's nothing better than Potomac.
Let's keep it on Phil. Keep it on Phil.
OG.
All right, that's probably
He's the OG.
best. All right, well, this is fun. And what are you going to have? Drinks and snacks and food, or will DuPont restaurants be sort of? Because it's tough. I hate that you've got this weather right now for this one.
Oh, it's fine. It's the temperature's reading 19 degrees here in the park. We actually have, believe it or not, the Potomacville 5K that starts at 7:30 this morning.
Yeah, you're on your own with that one, Aaron.
Yeah,
Sorry.
right. No, we got quite a few runners. A few runners, and they follow the shape of a top hat around the circle and the entire park, actually. So that starts at 7:30, and then at 8:30 a.m. we got Bangin' Polka, free coffee, pastries, and Potomacville.
Let's go. All right. Do you have a prediction here?
I'm going with the political predictions, probably going to be similar to what he's done for 15 years. So we may see some gridlock. And it's totally up. I have no idea what he's going to say with weather, but he's covered in ice right now. We'll see what happens.
All right. Yeah, he does seem kind of stiff. All right, Aaron. Thank you. Happy Groundhog Day. I don't know. It's sad. Aaron works one day a year, and the rest of the time he just sits around waiting for a gig. It's like he's in the media. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
Thank you.
It's 6:44. We had an announcement late yesterday from the president about the disposition of the TKC. That'd be the Trump Kennedy Center. He announced that after a one-year review of the Trump Kennedy Center, that's taken place with contractors, musical experts, art institutions, and other advisors and consultants deciding between either construction with closure and reopening or partial construction while continuing entertainment operations through a much longer period of time. Working in and around the performances, I've determined that the Trump Kennedy Center, if temporarily closed for construction, revitalization, and complete rebuilding, can be without question the finest performing arts facility of its kind anywhere in the world. In other words, if we don't close, the quality of construction will not be nearly as good, and the time to completion, because of interruptions with audiences from the many events using the facility, will be much longer. The temporary closure will produce a much faster and higher quality result. In other words, the Trump Kennedy Center will be closing for 2 years. The final day of performances will be July 4th in honor of the 250th anniversary, and then it will begin construction for what President Trump says a new and spectacular entertainment complex. Financing is completed and fully in place. The decision, based on input from many highly respected experts, will be a tired, broken, and dilapidated center, one that has been in bad condition, both financially and structurally, for many years, and turn it into a world-class bastion of arts, music, and entertainment. Now, the many cynics across the board are looking at this saying, oh, well, he's just closing because so many acts have canceled and it's embarrassing to him. And so, but they've been talking about, I have talked to people on the inside there who have been working there even before the Trump election victory in 2024 when all of this came up. And I know people who worked there, and they said, yeah, the place was a pigsty. It was a pit. It was just dilapidated. It had been absolutely neglected. The question here is, as the president laid out there, could they have managed these renovations and still kept some of the venues within the complex open? That is possible to do. I've done it before, frankly, in my old job, but it ain't easy to do. So they've decided that the easiest and most cost-effective thing to do here is to shut down and reopen.
Yeah. I wrote a piece that was pretty extensive for the Washington Examiner last year. I just linked it on Twitter if folks want to go to my Twitter, Bethany Shondar, can follow me while you're at it. The level of mismanagement that led to the physical condition being what it is, it was really significant. I was there last week and for the October 7th play, and it was cold. And it made me wonder if they had a hard time with the boilers, because I know that was a huge problem, was the HVAC, was the heating and cooling parts of the building. And, this question of, is it possible to keep it open? I mean, it's not possible if you're replacing the HVAC in July. It's not possible if you're replacing the boilers. Like, they need temperature control and they need it to be reliable. And I think that they need to replace, from my conversations with people at the Kennedy Center, they need to replace the lighting, they need to replace the sound, all of those things. You need the building closed for that. You cannot have lighting and sound and HVAC.
Well, exactly. And it's very hard to do what they do there and still achieve these renovations and get the audience in and out. And let me just say one other thing, because I know that the date of this building was built right at like early 60s, right? I had to renovate a theater to accommodate the Andrew Lloyd Webber premiere of Sunset Boulevard back in 1994. I was in charge of the renovation in Los Angeles, and I only had a 6-month window to get it done. It was a very, very tight schedule. We had crews working around the clock. That building was built in 1970 that I was working on. Can I just say one word to you for all of the performing arts venues that were built around this time? Asbestos.
I knew you were going to say that.
Asbestos. My hunch is that as soon as they start planning any kind of renovation at the Trump Kennedy Center, asbestos is going to be flying everywhere. And when you've got audiences coming in and out, you've got crews, musicians, ballerina, all that stuff, it is nearly impossible to do the asbestos abatement and keep everybody safe in patches and pieces at a time. So I think that might be a big part of this, too. He'll face a lot of criticism. Obviously, he's Donald Trump. But we need that Kennedy Center back and operating. So I'm looking forward to it. 6:53.
Yeah, me too.
Making sense of your world.
I agree with you 100%.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
There's a lot of us out there
making sense of the news.